Okay, welcome to our makeshift bird perch here at Empty Mountain. There's just a bird up there because I just put fresh seed up here. So I put water and a little bit of seed, and Mike put this piece of metal underneath that so critters can't crawl up it and get all the seeds. So it is a bird perch that's for birds, although I don't really mind feeding squirrels and chipmunks, honestly, but it is nice to have it be for the birds. It's really delightful to watch the birds come in and land and grab water and seed. And if you've been following along, you'll know that in August, I think, of last year, I wound up attracting a bear, unintentionally, of course. I'm not out here baiting bears, PSA, don't do that. But I attracted a bear with the seed up there, which I was really surprised about, honestly, because it was still summertime, but it was starting to shift its way to fall, and the animals were all starting to respond to that shift in weather. Yeah, so I attracted a bear to the bird perch, and it had a heyday with all the bird seed. And it took me a little while to figure out what was going on, because like I would wake up and the bird perch was knocked over, and I was like, that's weird. Like, what's happening? And then I learned, like, oh, it's a bear, and I actually got to see it and get it on camera, amazingly, and it's on our YouTube channel if you want to look it up. But anyway, so I'm experimenting with when I can put out seed safely during windows of time that will attract the birds but not the bears. Yeah, so it's early March. It's like March 11th today, and I'm thinking maybe this early is okay, that maybe the bears are still hibernating mostly, and then maybe I can keep the seed out through part of the summer, late spring, part of the summer, and pull it out, you know, at the start of August. Anyway, I'm experimenting out here. We're experimenting out here. That's what we're doing here, learning as we go, doing what we can. So I'm also feeling called to report, very sadly, that we lost a beloved member of Team Empty Mountain, which is our feline friend, Larch, our orange cat, who followed us home, literally, on a walk in the woods a couple of years ago. And we wound up having to put him down very unexpectedly, very suddenly, due to end stages of feline leukemia. And we put him down like a week and a half ago, and it was just really hard, and it's been hard. And yeah, sadness is it's one of the most difficult emotions for me to tend well to, and I practice with it. And anyway, gosh, it was hard, and it's been hard, and where I go places, I'm always looking for him or thinking about him, and when I go on walks, I expect him to follow me, because that's a little thing he did, which was amazing. He was like a dog that way. And he just loved to be out with us in the woods. Wherever we went, we could go on a pretty long walkabout, and he would follow us the whole way, and climb trees and do his thing, and it was just amazing. And he's been just a great friend and part of the family here, and so not having him is just, it's a big loss. And we deemed him our Empty Mountain guest master, because he was super friendly, loved everyone, loved greeting people, all ages, loved kids, when they would come out. So yeah, gosh, loving hard means losing hard too, and it was a big loss for us. And so I wanted to offer that report in case you've seen other videos and seen Larch make his cameo appearances, and sadly those days are over. So so that's a report from the woods, from the home front here at Empty Mountain. As you can see, our snow is melting here in western Montana, early springtime. means anything is possible. Means it freezes, it thaws, it warms up to 50 degrees, it's 13 degrees in the morning, it snows, it rains, it suns, all in the span of one day. You just like never know. I think us Montanans maybe get a little bit more practice, you know, with going with the flow of the weather here than maybe some other places that are more temperate and mild. And but I think the weather everywhere is changing, of course. So, but we get a lot of practice at, you know, figuring out how to be with the weather as it is. And leaving the house means bringing layers of clothing with you, and layering up and layering down and all the things. So we got our van pulled in from up on the road because we got enough clearance here, and Mike cleared a bunch of snow and the ice is melted, and so our van is our guest cabin. It's also where I practice sitting meditation in the morning sometimes. I suit up in the early mornings and sit in there. So it's a lovely multi-purpose space. And now I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just taking you for a walk. What's been really cool is that our altar, when we got here, only the head of the Buddha was showing. And now as it's melted, like this whole little area underneath the tree just like melted and exposed all of the things that are still like perfectly in place somehow from having been covered over and buried and frozen for the winter. And this is a collection of things from all sorts of people. Our car is up and running, which is amazing. And somehow Stuart, our Empty Mountain frog friend, also just remained right there the whole winter while we were away. We got back and there he stood, which is funny because he often topples over there. I think it's like the deer that might topple him over. But all winter, he hung out right there. When we got back, it was cool to see where all the deer go and were. Because it was just covered in snow, so we could see where all their deer trails were from their prints. So that was cool to see. Deer still very much active and doing their thing out here. Started hearing the coyotes again occasionally, and it was a great delight. Last week, we heard our very first wolf out here. It was really early, and I woke up Mike because I was like, how do I not wake him up to hear the wolf? And it was amazing. So we have wolf in these parts. It's amazing. So it's starting to become, you know, possible for us to store water outside without it freezing, which is nice. So we've been collecting water in just containers and buckets. We haven't yet started filling the rain barrels, but I think we can start doing that, and I think we're going to power wash them and clean them out and then hook up the gutters. And actually I think Mike plans to move both of these to the front of the cabin for reasons. And I forget what the reasons are, but they're good ones, and I just rely on him for that sort of thing. So, yeah, something about drainage and just better placement for that. So, so I think we'll wash them out, move them. So we'll have to switch around the gutters in order to relocate the barrels, and we'll start filling those up. And here's what we're doing for our refrigerator right now. We've buried our fridge buckets in this bank of snow, so that should last us a little while longer, but is becoming less of a thing as time goes on, of course. So it has a shelf life. So this is the day at Empty Mountain. Thanks for tuning in. Also, in case it's of interest, You know, I really value kind of putting out what we're doing in different forms because different people are into different things. Some people like watching videos, some people like reading, blog posts that I write. So I do, in addition to uploading videos weekly on this channel, I also craft blog posts on our website, which is emptymountain.org. And you can also join our mailing list on there if you scroll down on the homepage, and you can also see what we have coming up and planned for this year program-wise. But I post on that blog on the website weekly. And so if that's ever a thing you want to check out and look into, that is there and available. We're also on Facebook because some people just like seeing quick short posts on Facebook, so I try to come at it from a few different angles, and I send out a newsletter once a month also in case you just want to do that email wise. So anyway, different options for different folks, and so anyway, that's there. Yeah, we appreciate folks tuning in and being able to share the journey of what we're doing out here, and it's a cool way to connect. Even though we're not in person, there's a lot of ways to energetically connect, and I appreciate this having multitude ways of doing that. So thanks for following along the journey.